This place will be live soon. When will it be live?
Second quarter of next year. But what you're seeing now, James, is the main span crossing the Pasig River. So every day, tumatawid na. We finished this first half. So we're standing now right in the middle of Pasig River. Right in the middle. You can see it's called what you see there is called traveling forms. So slowly, every 8 days, you'll see 3 meters. It moves forward about 3 meters. So they're gonna pour concrete there. And you can see the form, and then they keep moving forward until it attaches here at this point.
So let's look at, what do you call the technology again?
It's called traveling form.
Traveling form. So this part here, you're building it in sections, and it just gets closer and closer. By how many meters per day?
3 meters for every 8 days.
3 meters every
About
8 days.
approximately
That's
3
about
meters.
the same as Ed said, the movement of Ed.
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to work on. But every 3 meters, so we expect that around June or July, we should reach here the midpoint this year.
Around June or July, it'll reach the midpoint here. So this is only about, I don't know, 100 meters?
This span is about 200 meters, but the width of the river itself is shorter.
Okay, well, if you point over there, I don't even know if you can see, but that Bonifacio side is going to land over Kalayaan.
Yes.
And that's the crucial part, because that's where the real bottleneck is coming out of BGC.
Exactly. In fact, there'll be an exit ramp, so you can go down Kalayaan, but it won't directly go down Kalayaan, because it's really traffic. If you look at the traffic on Kalayaan, it would be impractical to put the approach down Kalayaan.
And this is this bridge, is it part of the Japanese or the Chinese funding? Because that's a part of it.
So this is a locally funded bridge. And although this technology is this is a relatively new technology.
The different to both sides. Pantaleon side is like a different.
That's a different.
project.
But this is all part of our EDSA decongestion program. So the impact of this is when it's finished, about our estimate is about 30,000 cars a day that would otherwise pass through EDSA, particularly Guadalupe, and it'll also decongest C5.
Yes.
Because a lot of those, obviously, from Fort going to Ortigas, you can pass through here. Now, it's also...
Not to mention, of course, JP Rizal and Kalayaan, which will be significantly, that corridor there to get to Guadalupe.
So this is part, and then, so you can imagine 30,000 cars a day that would otherwise go, at least, kahit pa paano, yung Guadalupe side, luluwag na. At the same time, in the Fort, we're also working on, and maybe next time we'll visit this, James, the widening of Lotan Avenue.
Oh, the one heading towards the airport.
Yes, alongside going to Sales, that intersection. It's very congested. Now, our plan there is after we'll start it this year, but we're gonna build a down ramp from the Skyway going to Lotan.
Wow.
And time it with the widening. So, magiging 6 lanes na yung Lotan, magkakaroon ng connection sa Skyway. So, pag galing kayo sa Skyway, bababa na lang kayo doon sa Fort. And from Fort, marami ka ng option. You can go EDSA, you can take the BGC bridge going to Ortigas, or you can go C5. But at least with this, it'll give us an alternative route going to EDSA. And it gives us gives EDSA a little more breathing room.
It's all about options, isn't it?
Yes.
With the Lawton side, was it more difficult trying to get right away, the fact that it's mostly Navy there? Or?
Yes, we have to coordinate with the BCDA, and well, fortunately, Vince Dizon is a member of who's the BCDA chair. He's also the BCDA president, so we were able to expedite the discussions. And even here, there were some properties of BCDA that we were able to expedite also the right of way. If you see the approach, yun ang medyo challenging kasi maraming structures dun dati sa down ramp. So this is the main span, but the bridge itself is about 1.3 kilometers. That's it. 1.3 kilometers long. So, but this actual span is 200. But the whole project, because the approaches are so long, this is 1.3 kilometers.
And this is how many lanes? This is 4 lanes.
4 lanes.
4 lanes.
4 lanes with any
With
pedestrian?
provision of sidewalk of 2.25
Oh, with a good.
for pedestrians.
For
Then
pedestrians.
there's a stairway going on the per 5 and the per 8, so that they can.
All right. And the Lawton side is about 6 lanes. So what time frame are we looking for that?
We're looking before the end of the year, probably maybe third quarter, weather permitting.
This is Lawton's widening.
Yes, late third quarter probably, of the widening.
Wow.
So we're close. We're close.
But then the Skyway connectors and all that.
The ramp might be maybe by next year. I think the down. But at least yung Lawton widening or our targets by this year.
Well, we got the best cabinet secretary for me. Who's that from? It's from his. That's right. Aldeng, Mindanao. There you go. You got a compliment. Oh, that's not one of the guys here. No, man. No, just kidding.
Yeah, it's probably I think one of my staff here must have.
No, but really, I mean, all jokes aside, I think we've been talking about this over the last few weeks. The progress that the DPWH has done. I don't think really they get enough credit with the kind of. I don't think we've seen this kind of pace before.
Definitely not. I don't think I mean, you can imagine we're just simultaneously working on 3 bridges across Pasig, and we'll be building 6 more. We're already starting the procurement. We'll be finishing the procurement by this year. We can start the construction this year. So we're talking 9 bridges by the end of the term of president. Which is, I mean, this is the Pasig River. This is just part of the decongestion program of it. So it's quite impactful. By this year, we'll deliver the very soon actually. We can also visit the Harbor Link extension.
Oh, that we're very excited about, and also a lot of people probably want to know about the damage caused in the fire to the Skyway.
Yes,
how much do you think that set us back?
Medyo nalungkot kami doon dahil malapit na eh. Sana kung hindi nangyayari kung walang fire siguro, baka ma-deliver yan ang target namin around April. But unfortunately, because of the fire, I spoke with our concessionaire and they committed to about 3 months by around July. Hopefully we can.
Wow.
Well, hopefully. I mean, I don't wanna, but we're really the concessionaire San Miguel committed that it looks like July would be a reasonable date. And of course, we'll extend all efforts to help. Pero minsan sasayangan din ako dahil alam ko naman na maraming excited dahil sa Skyway, and pati kami excited.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's going to be a real game changer because, as you mentioned in other vlogs before, that is going to be like more of a radial road or circumferential road that will really look to bypass the traffic around Manila.
Yes, and I think the impact of that is we need that to bring the development outside of Metro Manila. It's not so much because I think you're correct. We just don't build roads, but we have to build the connectivity to bring people outside of Metro Manila.
True.
So that at least the urban center is not compacted in one area. When you connect the north and the south, I think that's it creates a new growth corridor.
Because it's also like there's a saying, I think this best describes it, like building more roads to ease traffic is like buying a bigger belt to solve obesity. It's not the answer. It's if you put more roads, you attract more cars. But if you build roads that are strategic and bridges, then that's where it starts to really decongest.
And I think that's the master plan. I think what is really is the master plan for not just for one area. It has to be comprehensive. That's why there's the Luzon Spine Expressway connecting north to south. I think that's to have a highway for the whole Luzon. That's not just building. That's just building connectivity. Bringing progress to the countryside. And I think that's the long-term solution. And even more than the roads, malapit na rin yung mga tren. We've never imagined we only have 60 kilometers of train.
Yeah.
So it's very poor compared to and of course in terms of volume, walang katapat ang tren. So in addition to the roads, we also have the trains coming up. So when you combine these two, we have a short to medium term and a long term solution to our congestion issue, and it's in place. So at this point, almost 4 years into the term, we can say that the decongestion is not a dream, but it's inevitable at this point. Seeing from what the pipeline that we have, I'm very confident that we'll the EDSA decongestion, the Luzon Spine, even in other cities, even in Mindanao, we have the longest bridge we're building right now. In Visayas, we'll start the Panay-Guimaras. We're procuring the Panay-Guimaras Negros and the Batan-Cavite Link Bridge very soon, within the year. So we're quite excited about finishing this administration very strong in terms of infrastructure.
You said 9 bridges?
9
in the.
So there's about 3 in Marikina. There's about 3 here. We're building 3 currently. Yung Binondo, Intramuros, Estrella, Pantayon, this one. And then there'll be 3 more in Pasig and Metro Manila.
What does the study tell you need? How many bridges in this passing
Well,
river?
each individual bridge serves its own purpose. So each one has its own study. So each one,
It's on
we
time.
compute the economic internal rate of return. Each one passes our minimum standard, which is 10%. So,
Pangalan pala.
sa amin, this is the formula of other countries. So you invest in infrastructure. The infrastructure creates more value for the economy. So it's a glorious cycle. That's what we're trying to implement. So it's not just spending; it's spending with a good rate of return.
All right. And we're going to be looking at up in the future. That's about, is it tomorrow or is that too early for the and
Next Harbor Link.
tomorrow
Very
na?
soon.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay,
Well,
so what are we
we're-
looking at tomorrow?
We're looking at a final inspection tomorrow in preparation for the full opening the week after.
Okay.
So just more check out.
That's going to connect exactly from where to where.
So right now the Harbor Link goes down in C3. Now the C3 is congested, but it's even more congested because we're constructing the extension to R10. But once that's finished, luluwag ulit yung C3 at the same time makakaroon ng entrance and exit sa R10, which is 12 lanes wide.
Okay.
And the portion where we put the lane, we widened it so that there's walang nawawalang lanes.
There you go. That's tomorrow. So we're going to be looking at that tomorrow. So check in with that. In the meantime,
Tomorrow, just to be clear, tomorrow we're opening the Gat-Dagatan exit. One exit, the first exit,
Okay.
which is 1.2 kilometers. Well, final inspection of that. And then by March, the month after, we'll open the whole alignment.
all right. So the Dagatan is tomorrow, just one exit.
Yes.
Then March is
The full alignment.
So it's slowly coming together. It's like it must be like so painfully, crucially slow, but it's
But the good things take time.
yes, they
Good
do.
things take time.
And just to recap, because I'm sure some people might have forgotten the reason also, let's say the Pantaleon Bridge, which is over on this side, the Australia side, that was replaced because of not just volume, but
Well,
earthquake.
Yes, we need to make our bridges now resilient, especially with the. Well, of course, we hope it never happens, but we have to be prepared for the big one. We need to make sure if it's resilient to even major seismic event, which is maybe up to 8, even 8. These new structures can resist up to 8. So the old structures, for instance, the Australia Pantaleon, it was not built with that kind of for that kind of heavy load.
That was always really meant to be a temporary.
Yeah,
bridge.
if you see it, it's a steel bridge. It's modular. You can move it.
And it was moved, right?
Yes, so you can move it, and it's okay. But at some point, we have to replace it to make it more because of the
Nasa
increasing load.
Pangasinan na yun.
And it was a 2-lane, so now we have a 4-lane with a sidewalk. And somehow, I think it's about time that we change. And it's very soon. Actually, more or less, I think we'll be delivering these 2 bridges at the same time, which is by the first half of next year.
First half of next year. Okay, we'll let you go for now, but we're going to come back tomorrow with the update on the NLEX Harbor Link and anything else that the DPWH does. We're going to be showing it on here just to show the progress, because we're all in this fight together. We're all stuck here together. We're all going to get out together, right?
That's right.
Thanks, Mark.